I'm going to start recording. And again, my name is Noah. I'm one of the educators with Shortcut Software. And every Tuesday we do a classroom session, a basics as well as an advanced class, usually the following week. Now, today we're doing this on Marketing Plus. Last week we talked about Shortcuts Marketing, and this is our alternate version of that. So, as with other presentations, we are recording this. If you can't attend the entire time, that's okay. We will send you a copy of the recording. And of course, if you signed up and you couldn't attend at all, we will still send you a copy of the recording. Please hold any questions until the end unless you have something pressing. And then go ahead and use the chat or the question window on the webinar toolbar. So, what is the deal with Shortcuts Marketing Plus? How does it differ than the standard Shortcuts Marketing, which was the topic of the previous class? So, we're going to look at the new interface. So, if you've never used it before, or if you used a program called GCast many years ago, you're actually going to see a lot of similarities. The advantages of Marketing Plus over standard marketing is that we have templates that are not just good email templates, but they're also mobile friendly templates. So whether the customer gets it on an Android or an iPhone, and whether they're holding the email landscape or portrait, our templates are designed to be optimized for those devices. Plus, you have access to an image gallery, a template gallery, to help you put together your campaigns. So you can also boost your impact with social media integration. So as you're putting your campaigns together and you decide that you want to send them out, you can actually have a post appear on Facebook or on Twitter because it integrates with Marketing Plus. And of course, as with Shortcuts Marketing, the standard one, you can still track your return on investment if you're creating some sort of promotion or some sort of email coupon. So let's actually talk about how this works. Now, if you're already using Shortcuts Marketing Plus, this is going to be a review for you. So if you have a manager or you're working with somebody on your team to help put together the campaigns, this is going to be a refresher. And the same information that's here applies to standard Shortcuts marketing. So we always want to make sure that the customers in Shortcuts are signing up to receive your email campaigns. So that's controlled either when you're adding new customers or after the fact. If you go to the client card, there are opt-in details. So if a customer gives you their email or gives you their text, they can choose, oh, well, if you send me a confirmation, I prefer to get a confirmation via text. But if you're sending out some sort of email promotion, some sort of promotion, I would rather get an email than a text. So the customer can control what their preferences are. So make sure you configure that first and foremost. If you have duplicate customers, we want to make sure that the right customer is getting any promotions or any emails from you. So make sure that you merge clients. And we do have a video on how to do that. So go ahead and follow the link. And slow but steady, if you haven't really cleaned up your database in a while, is the best course of action because you want to make sure you're reaching all of your customers. So again, you want to set up your customers so that every time you add a new customer, they can be opted in to receive your campaigns. If you've never customized the quick box, the window where you enter the customer's name, number, and contact, you can go to Configuration, General, Clients, New Client Layout in Shortcuts. This will allow you to customize which questions or which fields do they see when they're being added to your computer. The other thing you want to do is if you have any sort of email that's going to have some sort of promotion code, whether it's going to be something for their birthday, a referral, a welcome, a we miss you, whatever the case is. And if you're doing things for seasonal events, Valentine's, Mother's Day, Father's Day, back to school, Halloween, you want to create that discount in the Shortcuts point of sale system because Shortcuts Marketing Plus does have the ability to track it, just like the standard Shortcuts marketing. So don't just plan your very next promotion, think about an entire year's worth of promotions and start setting those discounts up. So we're going to review this again in shortcuts. So I'm going to bring up the shortcut system. So as shortcuts is coming up, these are the steps that we talked about in the previous shortcuts classroom session. So this is not anything new just yet. But just a reminder, if you're working on any marketing campaigns, any email campaigns, regardless of if you use the standard or the marketing plus, you want to set up the shortcut system first. So in shortcuts, as it comes up, first thing we'll do is make sure that whenever we add a new customer, we're asking them the appropriate information. What should we capture? And does my salon or does my spa or does my barbershop offer confirmations? Am I going to start using marketing? I want to ask those questions right away. So on my test environment, if I were to add a new customer, these are the questions that I have. And if I get a customer's email, if I get a customer's phone, the customer can right then and there say, hey, if you're sending me any sort of promotions or coupons, send me an email. Then they can opt into marketing. And if my business sends out confirmations, then the customer can say, I prefer to get a text confirmation rather than an email confirmation. So you can adjust those settings here. If your business does not have this enabled, then this is where you go to set that up. You're going to go to Setup, Configuration, and on the left side of the screen, you're going to go to General, Clients. There are 4 tabs at the top of the screen: Occupations, Age Groups, Referrals. These correspond with your demographics for your customers. The 4th one is the one that corresponds with your new client. So every time you add a new customer, you tell Shortcuts what you would like to see. So for my test environment, I have it set to first name, last name. I'd like to get a cell phone. I'd like to get an email. So I can actually drag and drop these options and change the order of importance. So all you literally do is you grab the little blocks to the left and you drag and drop, and you change the order of importance. And then once you set it, then Shortcuts will have these questions available when the client checks in. So I'm going to put email back up. So after cell phone, email is what I'd prefer to get. I'm not interested in physical address, so I can uncheck those from the new list. Down at the bottom, this is where I decide, well, if I'm setting up my email campaigns, then I want to give the customer the ability to accept marketing. Now, currently, Shortcuts Marketing Plus does not have the ability to do text campaigns. We're going to see about incorporating that in a future build. So for the time being, I may want to disable that. Now, if you're using standard Shortcuts Marketing, that does support text campaigns. Also, if my business wants to send out confirmations, I want to give the customer the ability to accept either email or text confirmations. So configure this if you haven't already. Second thing you want to do in the Shortcuts point of sale is you want to set up any discount resets. So again, this is something we talked about last week. You want to create campaigns that are for both recurring events, such as customers' birthdays, if you're doing something for brand new clients, if you're doing something for customers that haven't visited the salon or the spa in a number of months, you want to capture them by or recapture them by offering them a We Miss You campaign. You can do that. So set up all of your discounts. And if you're doing a seasonal event, Mother's Day, Father's Day, Valentine's, go ahead and create a discount for that as well. So both one-off events and recurring events. Create your discounts in Shortcuts. So let's go back to our presentation. So on the back end, configuring Shortcuts for Shortcuts Marketing and Shortcuts Marketing Plus is just about identical. However you set up your Shortcuts point of sale system will be accessible when you're setting up your email campaigns. So how do you get to Shortcuts Marketing Plus? Previously, to access Shortcuts Marketing, you would go to the cloud. Shortcuts Marketing Plus actually is a standalone webpage. So you would go to marketing.shortcutsoftware.com. We would generate an account for you. So this is not standard for all Shortcuts users. You actually have to sign up for this service. So we'll give you your username and password. And then once you're there, you want to configure your site, your business site, so that every time you send out an email, then they all have the appropriate social media links, they have the appropriate business contact information, your web page, your phone number, things like that. So once you're in marketing, and I will show you this live, how to access this, how to work with this. So once you're in marketing, again, we want to update company details because your phone number, your web page, your address, they can't auto-populate on your campaigns. So we want to make sure those are correct. Last week, when we looked at Shortcuts Marketing, these options were saved in your site settings in your console. Also in your emails, you have the ability to incorporate social media. Now in standard Shortcuts Marketing, you have the ability to add a company webpage, a Twitter, a Facebook, and an Instagram link. Well, Shortcuts Marketing Plus has all of those pages available, as well as LinkedIn, YouTube, Tumblr, Pinterest, Google+, and even Google Maps. So you can add far more social media links to your email campaigns, and you can, again, make them all automatic. In Shortcuts Marketing Plus, you also have to create your discount codes. So they don't necessarily auto sync from your shortcut system into Shortcuts Marketing Plus. You have to recreate the same list. That is if you're sending out email campaigns or email coupons. So in Marketing Plus, I'll create a birthday coupon, a We Miss You coupon, Mother's Day, Father's Day, etc., so that I can track them. So that is a difference between Marketing Plus and standard Shortcuts Marketing. So let's actually see it in action. How do you get to it? What are these places you configure? Now, if you're already using Shortcuts Marketing Plus, this is a review for you. So I'm going to go to the web page. I'm logged in as myself. On the top left, the first thing I want to confirm is my business information so that my emails have my phone number, have my email, have my address. So I'll go to the admin button and I will update company details. Once I update my company details, again, my address, my email, my phone number, I make sure all of this is correct and I save it or I update it. The second thing I want to set is on the right side, I'm going to go to my settings. So these would be sort of my global settings. So I'm going to go to the second tab on the left, campaign settings. So every time I send out an email, who does it say this email is coming from? Well, in my case, of course, it says the email comes from Shortcuts USA. But in this case, it could be your business, plus whatever your emails are. At the bottom is where I can enter my social media. So I'll want to have my Facebook address or my Twitter, etc., so I can go Shortcuts North America. And I can put in my Twitter, Shortcuts USA. And I can go all the way down the list and pre-populate any social media links. Once I have my changes done, I can press save. So that's configuring my business info, configuring my social media. The third thing I do is any coupons that I haven't created, I'll want to create them in Shortcuts Marketing Plus. So I'll go back to the administrator button, and it's my last resource here, promotion codes. So I literally press the create new button, and I just create a code and a description of it. Now you'll notice that none of my codes, none of my descriptions have a specific percent or dollar amount attached with them. And that's because you may be experimenting with the values of your coupons. Perhaps one year your birthday coupons will be worth 10%. The next year you decide that the birthday coupon should be worth $20. So rather than changing these codes here, I just say I have a birthday coupon. I have a Father's Day coupon. I have a We Miss You coupon. And Marketing Plus will actually show you what your return on investment was. So when the customer came in, used this coupon, Shortcuts will actually report who was the client, what coupon did they use, and how much did they spend during their visit. Now, I actually had, somebody had a question. Somebody raised their hand in the GoToWebinar tool. So I'm going to pause for a second. Ariana, did you have a question? I don't know if it was a technical glitch or you couldn't hear me. If you have any questions, go ahead and use the chat bar, the questions bar. Oh, okay. No worries. We'll continue then. Sometimes that happens. The little hand just goes up for no reason. Okay. So in Shortcuts Marketing Plus, do create your coupons again. Do create the same discounts that you have in Shortcuts. So let's go back. So we're on the home screen. So we've configured our Shortcuts computer, and we've configured our Shortcuts Marketing Plus window. The next part is really where all the fun happens, when you're actually building your campaigns, because you're about to see how much more powerful Marketing Plus is over the standard Shortcuts marketing. So Shortcuts marketing is fine for businesses that just want to have basic contact with their customers, because marketing does offer about 8 automatic campaigns that you can set up, as well as those one-time campaigns that you want to send out for the season. But Marketing Plus has an entire library of templates that you can choose from. So whether your business is a barbershop, a salon, a spa, we more than likely have a template that you can choose from. And all of our templates are customizable. So you can change the pictures, you can change the wording, you can change the logos, you can change the coupons, the links that are in there. So it's fully flexible. And even if you have a creative team that you work with, or you're creative yourself and you decide you want to assemble your own emails, you actually have the ability to create your own templates and save them for later use. So if I decide to start working on my summer or even my Christmas campaigns right now, I can start putting them together and perhaps over the months add graphics, change the wording until I'm happy with it, and just save that in the template library. You don't necessarily have that in Shortcuts Marketing in the standard version. So you'll want to set up your templates, whether you use our template library or create your own. You also have the ability to use our drag and drop editor and start from scratch. So we're actually going to put together an email template to send out, and you're going to see all the steps. So if you already have Shortcuts Marketing Plus and you haven't used it for a while, follow along, and then this will remind you the steps. And if you're interested in how does this work, how are these steps different, again, just follow along. So all of these steps that I have on the slides, I'm going to repeat. So we're going to put together an email, probably the birthday one, because birthday is by far the most popular email you can have going out to your customers. We're going to track it with a code, and then we're going to discuss whether or not it should also have a social media follow-up. So something to think about. Whenever you're doing your social media follow-up for your campaigns, usually those are for your seasonal events. We're open again, or we're at full capacity again. Not only should customers get the email, you should also notify them on social media. So one-off campaigns, absolutely. Use your Facebook option, use your Twitter option, so that when your message goes out, it goes live to your social media pages. The ones where you shouldn't use this option is if you have automated campaigns. Every time it's somebody's birthday, you probably don't want Facebook or Instagram, or sorry, Twitter in this case, to have a message that goes out, hey, it's somebody's birthday, I'm giving everybody a $5 coupon. That's not the way you should be using it. So instead, save the social media blast for your seasonal, your one-off events. So let's actually take a look at it. Let's put together a campaign and let's go through the steps. So I'm going to go, and you'll notice the first thing you see when you're in Shortcuts Marketing Plus, you have these 9 tiles in the middle of the screen, and they actually represent the 9 most often used features in Marketing Plus. The top row is essentially your most important row. This is where you're going to start your campaigns, edit campaigns that are in progress, or view your history, see who's receiving or who's getting bounce backs. I'm going to create a campaign. So I'll go to the very first button. And I have 3 options. I could start with a completely blank screen and use my drag and drop editor and build an email. On the left, I'll get a preview of it, and on the right, I can assemble it by literally just dragging and dropping. Am I going to start with pictures? Am I going to start with text? Do I want to move the text and the pictures around? And just little by little, drag and drop what social media links I want to include, things like that. So if you're a very creative person, you can use our drag and drop editor. This is very flexible. Plus, as you're assembling this campaign, this template or this template you're building will be mobile friendly. So you don't necessarily have to know about HTML or image sizes. These frames will automatically start resizing the graphics for you and formatting the text to make sure that it fits correctly. And if I go back to my campaign manager, so let's say I don't want to use my drag and drop, I want to go with a template because we've built a library of templates that everybody can use. So in this case, I'm going to go to my birthday collection. And I have previews of all of my campaigns. If I was a barbershop and I want to send a happy birthday dude, or if I wanted to be more neutral about it and use the balloons one. So let's go with the balloons one. So if I like a particular template, I can edit this for myself. So I can edit it for my business. I can put in my graphics, change the wording, but let's say I'm in a rush. I really should be setting up my birthday campaigns because I forgot to do that perhaps a year or 2 ago. So I'll say use this template. I'm ready to go live with it right now. So when I press use this template, Marketing Plus will say, okay, let's make sure that you're still happy with the changes. So first thing I'll do is I'll add a subject. I'll say happy birthday. And I can even include the customer's name by using personalized field and use the customer's given name, their first name. So happy birthday given name from your friends at, and in this case, I'll pretend I'm sending it from Angel's Salon. So of course, I decide to use a template right away, but I forgot to put my company logo in. That's okay. Shortcuts actually lets you change this. So I can choose the graphic, and on the right side, press browse, and I can either upload the graphic. I can drag and drop from my desktop into this library, and I can even build a folder if I want. So I can make a folder for my Christmas pictures or my summer pictures so that I have a library to choose from. Or I have permission to go to the Shortcuts library and choose any graphic that I want from any of the other templates or any just generic pictures that I want to use in my campaigns. In this case, I've uploaded Angel's logo, so there it is. And I can choose, am I going to center it? Am I going to align it to the left or right? I'll center it. So just like that, I've replaced the graphic, I have the default banner, and I'm happy with it. And now, do I want to customize the text? So on the right side, I can change the entire template if I want. I don't have to use what's there by default, but I'm pretty happy with it. I know that my business name will automatically be entered, the customer's first name will automatically be entered, and then do I have an online booking link? If I don't, let's say my business was walk-in only. and I want to eliminate this row so that there is no online booking link, I can select any row in my template, whether it's the text or the graphics. In this case, I'm going to choose book online and I'm going to eliminate it. There is a little X button on the top right corner that allows me to eliminate that row. If I actually do have a link to online booking, I would just paste the link on the right side. So you can turn any graphic into a link. I can actually select the word happy birthday, the picture's happy birthday, turn them into a link. I can select my Angel Salon logo and turn them into a link. So in this way, the customer actually has multiple links they can follow when they receive the campaign. That increases the odds they make an online booking. If I'm sending the customer a coupon for their birthday, I can change the value of that coupon. So maybe on their birthday, I give them $10 off, not 20. It's as easy as making the change on the right. And to make sure that the customer doesn't just copy this email and send it to their friends and family, every template always mentions if you're getting a coupon, it's to a specific first and last name from a specific company. So it's not just a generic $10 coupon. Also, every template always has its standard terms and conditions. So in this case, a birthday coupon is valid for 2 months. Maybe that's a bit much. Maybe I say this coupon is good for 30 days. I can change that from the day they receive it. Can they use it against products and services? I can change that. I know that my business phone number, my address, my webpage, those will automatically be inserted. And then down at the bottom, do I want to include any social media? So again, I can always drag and drop the social media I have and to enable or disable it, which ones I want to share, it's as easy as checking and unchecking which ones I'd like to include. So just like that, I've added a custom subject, my company graphic, I've changed the value of the coupon, and whether I want, I can insert my online booking links if my business supports that. So down at the bottom, I'll save and continue. So we just took a standard template and we customized the look and feel of it. Second thing we do is we tell Shortcuts Marketing Plus, when would I like to send this campaign? Well, in this case, this is not a once only email. I want Shortcuts Marketing Plus to send this email for me every year on a customer's birthday. So it becomes an ongoing, a set and forget campaign. And Shortcuts will ask me, okay, this email is based on what exactly? So is it based on the date of birth? Of course it is. But you can see you have other options. So if you're sending a We Miss You campaign, it's based on the client's last visit date. Or if it's the customer's very first visit with you, it's based on the customer's first visit date. So you have other options for automatic campaigns. In this case, date of birth. Do I want the customer to get just one coupon or one email on their birthday, or every year on their birthday they should get it? So I set it to the anniversary of their birthday, so that instead of just getting one email next year, they're going to continue to get an email from me as long as they're one of my regular customers. So should I send it exactly on their birthday? No, I want the customer to make an appointment. So I'll send it 1 week before their birthday. And then for how long is this campaign going to be going? I always advise set your emails to be good for 4 or even 5 years. So the next time there's an election or an Olympics or some big event that happens every 4 or 5 years, that will remind you, oh, this is the year I have to do my campaigns again. So I'll set it, this is good until January 2025. So, oh, I'm sorry, I don't want to start the campaign then. That would be too late. So I'm starting the campaign today, and it's going to be good until 2025. So I'll say March 1st, 2025. When should the customer get the email? Studies have shown the most popular times where customers have a moment to check their messages are between 9 and 10 in the morning. So set your campaigns for about 9 or 10. And then when the customer receives the email, it actually says this email comes from Shortcuts USA. So I could change it to saying this email comes from Angel Salon. So this is where the customer sees it's coming from. Now these are some nice options. If you have multiple locations, you can actually set up a campaign and push it out to multiple sites. So if you have one of your businesses on the west side, one of your businesses is in downtown, you can actually create one master template and send the email out to all locations, all customers. Or you can decide, okay, I'm going to create a special email for each location. So this only sends from that specific location. So Marketing Plus does support multi-site locations. So I'll save and continue because I'm just sending it from my single salon. I also have demographics. Now, demographics is a little more advanced. This is something that we're going to talk about when I do the advanced class in Shortcuts Marketing Plus. But just to give you a sense of this and why this is much more powerful than standard Shortcuts marketing. So I currently have it set to send out 1 week before somebody's birthday. For the next 5 years, they're going to get this message. Now, let's say I have a customer that hasn't visited me and they don't have any future appointments. So maybe a client that hasn't been in a few years, they should no longer receive this message. Or maybe I have an employee that's going to go out on maternity leave for the next few months, and I need to let all of her preferred customers know that this employee is going to be unavailable. So I can actually add a scenario. So I'm going to go to the USA demographics, which is my master list of demographics. And I'm going to choose demographics. And this is a sample of all of the different demographics you can set. So again, is this based on the client's first visit date or last visit date? Does the customer have a future appointment? Yes or no? Do you want to send a point balance? If you have a club system in your Shortcut salon and you want to let the customers know every month, hey, you have 1,000 points, you have 2,000 points. The client's preferred employee's name. So again, if I was going to send a message to customers of a certain favorite employee, let them know this person's out on maternity, this is the demographic I could set. So these demographic options actually offer me and or combinations. So I can create a list for very, very specific types of customers. Perhaps customers that visited me between January and March of last year, I'm going to offer them a special, or customers that had appointments during the pandemics that couldn't make it, I want to send them some sort of special promotion. I can set my last visit dates or my first visit dates between a certain range using demographics. Now, again, this is a little more advanced. We're going to cover this in greater detail on the advanced class. For the most part, I will leave this alone. And for most of your emails, you will leave demographics alone. So we'll leave this alone and we'll save and continue. Now, if you are in Canada and in a specific province, which requires the customer to sort of double opt-in or double opt-out, you can actually create a post process. So if the customer, when they visit your salon or your spa or your barbershop, they say, yes, I'd like to get an email. I'd like to be added to your email list. The first email they actually receive from Marketing Plus will be a confirmation email to say, you signed up, but we need to confirm that you want to get this campaigns or receive these campaigns. Press yes to opt in, or if they ignore the email or press no, they'll be opted out. But if you're in the US, you don't necessarily have a post process. On the next option, is this email just a general newsletter email, or is this something that's going to have a coupon? If so, what's my promotion code? I'm going to say the birthday coupon, so that I want the email to track this. Every customer that receives it, every customer that uses the coupon in the point of sale, I want to get a report. So this is how Shortcuts tracks it. Then social media. On the day this message goes out, should it also post a follow-up on Facebook or on Twitter? Well, in this case, not necessarily. Because 1 week before somebody has a birthday, I don't want Facebook to post a copy of this message on Facebook to say, hey, here's a coupon for $10, because everybody will see it and use it. But if I was doing a back to school promotion, absolutely, I want Facebook to post it. If I'm doing a Halloween special, Halloween makeup, absolutely, I want to share it on Facebook and Twitter. So do think about that. Last but not least, status. So I've created my email. I told Shortcuts Marketing Plus when should it send out. If I forget about this, Shortcuts Marketing Plus is not automatically going to activate this for me. So it's sort of a fail-safe. Perhaps I wasn't happy with the graphic, or I want to review the text later, change the wording. So this is the fail-safe. The very first step I would have to do to even begin to make it go live is I have to send myself an email test. And on the right, I can add a secondary email. So if you want a manager to look at it or a friend to look at it, so you can look at it on your phone, look at it on your computer. So I can hit send test. I'm going to send myself a copy of this message. Just because I sent myself a test, again, it doesn't make it go live. So I can return to this tomorrow or next week. And if I'm happy with it, I can tell Shortcuts I proofread the email, I approve the subject bar, I spell check my document, I tested all of my links, and then and only then, when I press activate campaign, will my birthday template actually go live. So this is your fail-safe. You can go ahead and start creating, start editing, putting together your campaigns, and not worry about them going automatic until you officially activate them. So I'm not going to activate it. I'll just save my progress and return to this later by going back to the home screen. So let's go back to the presentation. So that was actually the A to Z on creating a campaign, setting the options, setting what coupons I want, and tracking it. So what do you have to do in Shortcuts to keep track of this email? How does Shortcuts know if a customer has that coupon? So the first thing we did is we actually created a discount code in Shortcuts. You can actually tell Shortcuts that I've just created an email that corresponds with this discount, so I want you to track it. So you probably notice on the discount screen, there's a little checkbox that says Use Set and Forget promotion. When you press that checkbox, Shortcuts will actually give you the list and say which email was it that you want me to track. So in this case, I can say it's the birthday email. And then Shortcuts will say, okay, every time a customer uses the coupon, I'll keep track of how much they spent and what the value of the coupon was. And Shortcuts Marketing Plus, you'll actually have a return on investment report. So in standard Shortcuts Marketing, you still have a return on investment report, but and you don't have to necessarily configure it by clicking one of these checkboxes. So that's one of the advantages to just standard marketing. But this one is very detailed if you're using Marketing Plus. So that is the complete A to Z breakdown of Shortcuts Marketing Plus. So you should now know about the new user interface, the mobile-friendly email templates, whether you're creating them from scratch, whether you're using our existing ones, the ability to use our image library or upload your own graphics, the ability to integrate with Facebook and Twitter, a follow-up blast for your campaigns, and of course, the ability to track the value of all of these email campaigns that you're sending out. So with all of that said, if you aren't using Shortcuts Marketing Plus, if you're interested in it, if you want to have more creative control, more powerful emails than the standard Shortcuts Marketing, get in contact with our customer care team because this is an extra. Those that are longtime Shortcuts customers should actually recognize that the graphics, the interface, all of that was very similar to the old set and forget, our old go-to campaigns that we used to create. That company that originally created the engine, they went out of business. So that's why we no longer offered that service. Our developers, our engineers, actually recreated. We bought out the software, we bought out the technology, and we developed it to integrate with Shortcuts directly. So that's why we have to charge for this service, because we have to recoup our cost. So now we're going to open the floor for questions. So if there are questions, go ahead and use your chat bar, use your questions bar in your GoToWebinar. And let's see, who has questions? Lynn, I think Lynn might have a question. Let me check. I'm going to open up the questions bar on my side. And if you're new to this presentation, or this is the first presentation you've seen on Shortcuts Marketing Plus, and you don't exactly know what's the difference between this and Shortcuts Marketing, if you go to our YouTube channel, we've uploaded last week's presentation, which was standard Shortcuts Marketing. So that's included with all of our new tier customers. So even if you're a barbershop and you only want to set up 1 or 2 campaigns, it's very easy to do that. And you can use standard Shortcuts Marketing. It is available in the cloud. So I'm checking, are there any questions? Lynn, Teresa, Etienne? I don't think so. If you're watching this video after the fact, if you signed up just to get a copy of this video later, and you have any questions, do reach out to us. So if you're interested in finding out more, or you want to get signed up, go ahead and go to customer care. Here's our email, here's our number. But if you need more help with how-tos, how does this work? I have Shortcuts Marketing Plus and I forgot, how does this set up? Let us know. You can reach out to us. You can give us a call as well as support. For education, you can reach us at education@shortcuts.net. You can also ask us questions on social media. So we do check our Instagram, we do check our Facebook. And if it's an education related question, the team will get it. Either myself or one of my other colleagues will reach back to you. If you need, just have some questions on how does Marketing Plus work, or already have it and I forgot how to do something. What is the channel for cloud education on YouTube? So we are just loading all of our videos on our main YouTube channel, Shortcuts USA. Eventually, the cloud videos, specifically the standard Shortcuts 8.1 videos, the Shortcuts Fusion videos, those will be filtered into our main Shortcuts webpage, into our Learning Center, so that they're not all just floating in YouTube. But every video we've recorded so far, Teresa, is just in our general Shortcuts USA video library. Again, we will filter those out into the Learning Center as we record them. Since Shortcuts 8.1, the version of Shortcuts that I'm using for the classroom sessions, is so new, we're still in the process of recording them. Okay. Are there any other questions? I think that covers it. Okay, so thank you all for attending. Apologies for anybody that signed up for yesterday's classroom session. We will be sending out invites and we will be pushing it to next Monday now that we have solved our technical issues. So we will send out a copy of this recording later. I look forward to seeing you on the next session. Everybody have a great day.